I want to do a little bit of a Noahide something, because you know these Noahides are about to come in now. Noahide Law Rabbi mix? Don't mind if I do? I got several mixes.
First of all, you should know there's a big movement growing right now of Christians who live Christianity and they stick to the 7 laws of Noah. They call themselves Noahides. What does it mean? They already, through the lectures of me and many other rabbis, they started to see that really Christianity doesn't make any sense, full of human errors. And to be Jews, they cannot, because they need to convert.
It's not full of human errors. It's full of Jewish falsehoods. Christianity was a Jewish movement of a fake, mythical, heavenly Messiah. They lied. They made up a story fulfilling a bunch of prophecies about a suffering Messiah. It's not a error. It's not a Gentile error. It's a Jewish myth.
And it's not so simple. So what's really their purpose in life? The Torah says the Gentiles has a share to the world to come. In one condition. What is it? They have to be righteous Gentiles. How do you become a righteous Gentile? Not by keeping the Sabbath or eating kosher. That's not their obligation. They have 7 laws. 7 laws to believe in one God. Not son of God, not sister, not brother, not the gods of the Greeks, none of this nonsense. One God only. Muslims keep this law. They believe in one God. Even they claim Muhammad, they claim he's a prophet, but they don't claim he's son of God or any other.
Even the Muslims are Noahide. These Christians trying to sound the alarm about Noahide laws. Meanwhile, Christianity and Islam are already the first step of Noahide laws. Remember this too? Have to love Israel more. Sounds just like the rabbi who says, and he's talking about Jews here, but this applies to everybody, has to love Israel more. Elon Carr, his old anti-Semitism czar also, who, by the way, was also funded by Adelson. Isn't it funny how Adelson is the staffer for the anti-Semitism envoy? Sheldon Adelson, who said all he cares about is being a good Zionist and a good citizen of Israel, is giving Trump hundreds of millions of dollars so that he can put in anti-Semitism czars who are cracking down on dual loyalty. That's the reality of the situation here.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more.
It's not enough to be anti-Semitic. You have to be anti-Semitic. You have to be a righteous Gentile. You have to be a Shabbos Goy and serve them and defend them.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more. I have to tell you that. We have to do it. We have to get them to love Israel more, because you have people that are Jewish people, that are great people. They don't love Israel enough. You know that. You know that. We have to get the people of persecution. The Jewish people have endured oppression, persecution, and those who have sought and planned their destruction.
See, you see, the secret sauce, their secret to power is playing the victim. Those seeking their destruction, Edom seeking their destruction, we will seek your destruction. That's what Trump says.
Yet through the suffering, they have persevered. They have thrived, and they have enlightened the world. We stand in awe of the unbreakable spirit of the Jewish people. The Jewish people.
And again, can all of the clowns in the back, can the peanut gallery comprehend? I'm not saying never criticize Jews, quite the opposite. I'm saying your low IQ Christian controlled op criticisms help them and run cover for the truth.
Their superpower. But the Christians have a very serious problem. Right away, they violate one of the 7 laws, which you should believe and give the credit only to one creator, one God, nobody else. They should make themselves a system of courts and police as they wish. They make rules in every country and country, whatever the rules are, as long as it doesn't contradict their obligation in it.
For Israel, the kids ultimately come together at the...
This is how Christians are Noahides. We want to talk about...
We need to get closer to Hashem by following the Torah and mitzvot, increase in acts of kindness, be a light to the nation.
Greg Abbott,
Follow what the Torah says.
what a
the Torah
photo.
tells me to eat kosher, I have to eat kosher. The Torah tells
Christian,
me to observe
good
Shabbat,
Christian
I have to
governor
observe
of
Shabbat.
Texas.
Doesn't matter if I like it or not. It says all of you have to keep the Torah. And when everybody does what the Torah says, that's how we convince Hashem that we want.
Everybody must do what the Torah says, and if you don't, you're Amalek.
And there's much more to that. I mean, besides following the Torah and increasing in mitzvot and learning Torah and acts of kindness, we need to be a light to the nations. Can't ignore the nations around us. We can't do Chilul Hashem, desecrating the name of Hashem. We have to teach the nations that they also have mitzvot. And the 7 laws of Noah, which is much more than 7. It's more like 150. It's 7 titles. But they have much more, and we need to inspire them and enlighten them. There should be a nations of...
Well, what's the punishment if you transgress the Noahide laws? Death. Right. Now, technically speaking, I see anyone in a church, and they're bowing down, they're a non-Jew, I can shoot them. Not a problem.
Gosh.
So I would say, okay.
Settle down, Fed poster.
This is what he gave them.
Somebody needs to arrest this guy.
And the laws are complex.
They're so complex, the rabbis got to tell you what they are.
Over the weekend, vandals in Boston torched a statue of the Virgin Mary. A man drove his car into a church as it was preparing for Sunday Mass. He then dumped gasoline in the entryway and set the building on fire. The historic church was destroyed completely by flames as it prepared to celebrate its 250th anniversary. It may have had something to do with outrage from the mob directed at Junipero Serra. That was the founder of California's mission system.
Yo, Princess, wrong thing.
Look, if you can keep it the forgotten.
This is where I was already on Tucker in Noahide laws, and we'll play a couple Tucker Noahide law. Princess Wrong Thing says, no one addressing the huge Christian problem like you. Keep on. You keep me sane. Laugh out loud. I know you would think like there'd be more people out there that get this. Like, okay, Christian, we have a big Christian problem. Our politicians are worshiping a foreign country. They're an apocalyptic death cult. This king of the Jews led to the #1 dominant religion in the world. Everybody believes in a Jewish comic book God. It's a Jewish myth that conquered the world. Do you think more people would be like interested in opposing this? But not on right-wing internet, not on conspiracy, truth, or internet. They're all scared of alienating half their audience. They're all tiptoeing and scared to offend and lose supporters. They're all pulling punches and biting their tongue as to not offend Christians who donate to them.
Promise of American liberty. Eric, thanks so much for coming on. Christian leaders play a role in this. I mean, Muslim leaders, to their credit, if they watched mosques burn, they would not put up with it for 1 second. They would say something.
This is so funny. He brings on this Christian Zionist guy to talk about attacks on Christians, and watch how he quickly shifts this to being about Jewish persecution.
I don't see Christian leaders doing the same, and I don't know why.
There are many Christian leaders who don't understand the Bible. There are many people, they've got a watered down kind of Christianity, that being nice is what it means to be a Christian. Well, if someone is raping a family member and you sit there and you say, well, I'm going to pray about it, but I'm not going to try to stop that. It brings us really to Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer understood that the most Christian thing he could.
Okay, and then what do we always hear? Do anybody have a good retort to any of my arguments? No, just guys like Blue Ocean in the chat lying. You think you're going to convince my chat that I'm Jewish? Can you guys come up with, you have any other copes? The only thing we'll ever hear back is lies and slander and ad hominem copes. Yeah, hey, this guy that's like criticizing Judaism all the time, this tall, white, blonde hair, blue-eyed guy that does nothing but criticize the Jewish religions, yeah, he's actually a Jew. Okay. Get some new material. Any other copes? Yeah, it is you, Blue Ocean. Sounds like you. You're a disgrace. You're pathetic. Only reason I'm not blocking you is because you're entertainment for the chat. We like to see how stupid the detractors are. You're like a little insecure, threatened baby, a triggered baby that can't handle that we say your Jewish magical fairy tales aren't real.
To kill Hitler, because he understood there were victims. When you know that there are people suffering, if you don't do something about it, you are to blame. And actually, interestingly, when Kristallnacht happened, Bonhoeffer knew that this attack on the Jews by these mobs, as far as I'm concerned, who were animated by the spirit of Antichrist. These were not just political mobs. There's something deeper and darker. This attack on the synagogues, it was an attack on God himself. There's
The Christian says attacking synagogues is attacking God. It's an affront to God, God's chosen people. That's what the Noahide laws is. You think that You think that blasphemy of God doesn't include blasphemy of his chosen people, his children, his prophets, his sages, his word, the Torah, the laws of Moses?
There's a rage and a sense of envy that, I don't like to use the word too lightly, but there's something satanic about it. There's something about it that is an unbridled, roaring fury. And if you don't treat it in the way that it needs to be treated, if you don't deal with it with some force, really then you are allowing other people to be harmed.
Eric Metaxas, thank you for that analysis. Really smart.
Always good to see you. Thank you.
He led the Jericho March. He was the MC of the Jericho March. Here's Tucker and Ari Shafir promoting Noahide laws.
Even harder. The non-Jews have 7 laws of Noah. That's all you got to do, and you get into heaven. And they're pretty easy.
They're great.
They're pretty easy. Don't eat an animal while it's still living.
Great.
Should be
They're great.
Don't kill.
Hey, we got Tucker saying Noahide laws. They're great. Great.
Don't kill. Harder for some people, but not others. Don't rape. Even harder for some people, but most are still on the right side of it. I forget what the other ones are.
Adultery.
Yeah. It's not that hard. And you get to go to heaven, and you'll be right alongside a rabbi.
Well, not only that, they're like very reasonable.
Yeah, they're not like hard ones to do.
No, they're all kind of rooted in natural law.
Yeah.
No, I read that, and
Yeah, when you convert, they're like, what are you doing this for? You're just going to make it harder on yourself. You're going to heaven already.
No, that's interesting. Okay. You don't feel there's any contempt at all.
Imagine caring about going to a Jewish heaven. If you're concerned about if you're going to a Jewish or heaven or not, you're brainwashed by Jews. If you care about Jewish prophecies, if you care about the Jews rejecting their Messiah that was meant to conquer all the Goyim, you've already lost. You think I care about going to Jew heaven? Forget about it. No.
All in that.
There becomes contempt, at the end where it's like, well, you're not in our group, so kind of fuck you. But that's not in the law. I mean, even Jesus is like, accept everyone, take them in.
Right.
But people don't really do that.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that the Sabbath laws are, like if you're using somebody else to do something that you're not allowed to do.
Yeah. Well, I talk about the loopholes in that special where it's like you're actually not allowed to fully ask them, can you turn this light on? Because then that's like you doing it. But
so
you
it's
by
implication.
God, it sure is dark in here. I'm not allowed to turn the lights on. Non-Jews are allowed. But I can't do it. It does suck. I want to read. So loophole. It's great.
I didn't know what the Talmud was until pretty recently. I'm reading. I actually think it's really interesting.
It's very interesting. But so one of the commandments, you try to do as many as you can. Some of them are big temple based, so you just can't anymore. You don't have a temple.
Not since 70 AD.
Boom. They're going to have another one, the Messiah, they say. So
it's just like what he was just saying. It's like you Jews aren't allowed to say that they want you to flip your light switch, but they can hint at it. He's like, we don't have a temple anymore. We can't follow our Judaism to the fullest extent. Like, that's too bad. No temple? What are you, a temple denier?
It's really interesting.
It's very interesting. But so one of the commandments, you try to do as many as you can. Some of them are big temple based, so you just can't anymore. You don't have a temple.
Not since 70 AD.
Oh, shucks. We don't have a temple anymore.
They're going to have another one, the Messiah, they say. So those laws will be back. But you try to do as many as you can. They're good deeds and they're bad deeds, but they're all like commandments.
The Christians will be like, they're not even Jews, and Judaism is dead because they don't have a temple anymore. It's like they can't wait to rebuild it to do their sacrifices again. Will they magically become real Judaism once they're just slitting some throats in the temple? Yeah, I want to hear the Ned Flanders voice.
613 of them.
Amazing.
It's nuts. When you get up the road from Tel Aviv, it's a windy road, and as soon as you get over that hill, it's a costume party. It's Fiddler on the Roof.
It's the best.
It's so weird. It's like you're living in an ancient time.
It's the most interesting place on the planet.
The non-Jews have...
And Tucker's being attacked by demons and promoting Jesus, and we're in a spiritual war against Satanists.